What's up, people? I play Pokemon Board here, and welcome to my first high-quality UU battle. And so, this is against another person off the TPX chat, goes by the YouTube username of JBoyTV. Link will be in the description. And, as I said, this is one of my first UU battles ever. And this is actually a really cool battle. So, he's going to be leading off with a Steelix. I'm going to be leading off with my Donphan. I believe that we both just set up the rocks. I'm not positive about that though. Oh, actually, he goes for the Toxic to break my Sturdy. So now I'm gonna want to switch out, predicting him to switch because I don't think he wants to take an Earthquake. But I go into my Scarfed Victini. This Victini is just amazing, but he decides to stay in and set up the rocks of his own. So I just stay in, go for the V-Create. I'm surprised that he wants to he just wants the Steelix to take that. He barely lives with not much HP at all. I don't know. I think Steelix has Sturdy, so it didn't really matter anyways. But he goes for the T-Wave, and that's just gonna completely wreck this Victini because this Victini's Scarf, so that means all it relies on is its speed and to come in and revenge kill things. So I'm obviously gonna go for another V-Create just to take down the Steelix, but he's gonna start trying to flinch me and Parahacks me to death, which really sucks. So he goes for another one. He gets the flint. He goes for another Iron Head. He gets a flinch on the first one, but he doesn't get the flinch or Parahacks on this one. So I'm able to go for the second V-Create, finish him off, and then he's gonna bring in his own Victini. I'm not sure if his is Scarfed or what it is. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just gonna leave my Victini in to die, because it really doesn't have much of a purpose now. It's a -2 defense, -2 special defense, -2 speed. So he goes for the Thunder, which tells me that this is special Victini, which is actually pretty cool. I used to use special Victini, but he gets a crit. I really doubt that mattered because I was at -2, and it was neutral anyways, 120 base power and whatnot. So I go into my Donphan because I'm assuming that he's choiced in some way Specs or Scarfed. Not too sure. But I'm going to go in my Donphan, go for the Ice Shard, predicting a switch into his Togekiss, but he actually switches into his Shaman. The Ice Shard doesn't do much at all, and now I'm going to want to switch out because I do not want to, I don't want to take a Seed Flare, I believe, switch out. And the Toxic isn't doing that much to me yet, but it did break my Sturdy. So I switch out into Zapdos now to easily take the Seed Flare because Zapdos is especially bulky. And this Zapdos does work this match. And so he goes for the Earth Power, predicting the switch into something that would resist the Seed Flare, but Zapdos doesn't get hit by Earth Power, so that's good for me. So I go for the Heat Wave. Misses, just pathetic, but I'm not sure how much that would have done. I wanted to get some nice damage on him. But he Leech Seeds me now. So I'm not gonna want to stay in here because with I'll go for another Heat Wave. I'm not thinking that it'll do that much, because this Shaman does have leftovers, which tells me that's most likely bulkier than more offensive. So now I switch back into my Celebi to just kind of wall whatever he wants to do, because Earth Power or Seed Flare isn't going to be doing anything to the Celebi. So I'm going to start setting up nasty plots, and then I'm going to Psychic away. I set up one nasty plot. He goes into his Crobat. He's obviously going to go for the Acrobatics due to his nickname. I knew that I had a chance of living one if he did not have the Flying Gem, and he doesn't, and I live one with 6 HP, which is pretty epic. So now we can get the Psychic off, and his Crobat is down and out. So now my Celebi dies too due to Life Orb, which is alright with me, but he goes back into his Victini as I go into my Donphan. Victini can't really do that much to Donphan, but since this is a special Victini, he can most likely get a nice hit off on me. I'm not sure if he wanted to switch out or not, so I just went for the Rapid Spin so my Zapdos wouldn't have to be taking all that Rocks damage every time he comes in. I could have gone for the Earthquake and finished him off, but I'm happy that I got that Rapid Spin off, and I'm happy that my Donphan lived that Psychic. So now he's gonna take me out with another Psychic, which is alright, but I go for the Ice Shard just to try to get some damage on him. It's not gonna do anything at all because it's resisted, low base power, not unstab move, and this is not an Adamant Donphan, I believe. So now I'm going to my Suicune because I believe that he's locked into Psychic, And I go for the Hydro Pump as he is going to switch out into his Shaman. I was thinking about going for the Ice Beam, but I don't know if he wanted to just leave that Victini in his fodder or not, so I just went for the safe Hydro Pump, see what he wanted to do. So, the more I think about it, the more the Shaman is a bit of a problem for me for my team. But, I'll eventually take care of that later, you guys will see. But, that Hydro Pump doesn't do that much. The Suicune is Calm Mind offensive Suicune, not a rest sleep talker, which is pretty cool. So now I'm gonna go into my Sawsbuck, because Shaman can't do anything to Sawsbuck. But he's going to switch out too as he goes into his Arcanine. And I'm not gonna want to stay on an Arcanine with the Sawsbuck, so I believe that I switch back out into my Suicune. Just predicting a fire move, yes. But he ends up going for the extreme speed, most likely predicting a switch. I'm not sure why he didn't go for close combat. Maybe he was afraid that Zapdos would come in, or he could have went for a Wild Charge. I'm not really sure why he didn't go for that. I think he might have thought that I wanted to keep my Sawsbuck in and go for a Nature Power to get that EQ off on him. But nope, I wasn't gonna risk dying and him just Flare Blitzing me in the face. But he goes back out into his Victini, and I go for the Ice Beam, predicting the switch into Shaman. But since that Victini's at such low HP due to my rocks, it's gonna take it out either way. So Victini was a pretty big threat to my team, and now he's gone, which is really nice. So now I believe he goes out into his Shaman, or not. He goes out into his Togekiss. So I'm not really sure what this Togekiss wants to do, but I don't want Suicune to stay in against it. I would rather Zapdos be put in against his Togekiss. So he goes for the Sweet Kiss to confuse me, just like every other Togekiss does. Sweet Kiss, T-Wave, Air Slash. But this Zapdos just completely does work right here. It doesn't hit itself, doesn't get paralyzed. It's just so nice. A random Skype pops up on the screen. That's pretty cool. Happens twice because Skype just decides to open itself like that. So I'll go for the T-Bolt. That's almost going to one-hit KO that Togekiss, but Togekiss is pretty bulky. So, and the Zapdos is more of a defensive one than offensive one. So he goes for the T-Wave. So in T-Wave, I'm confused. I'm getting pretty scared at this point because I'm thinking he might have some sort of recovery, like most Togekisses do, like Wish. I'm not sure if he's Wish Protect or Wish Air Slash. If he was Wish Protect, that would be pretty useless, because all he would do is just T-Wave and confuse people. So I break through everything. I go for that T-Wave, not T-Wave, what am I talking about? The Thunderbolt, and that Togekiss is taken down, and I'm so happy with Zapdos right now because I hate Togekiss so much. So now he brings in his Arcanine. I'm gonna stay in, go for another Thunderbolt. Not really afraid whatever this Arcanine wants to do. Probably Wild Charge, which is what he goes for right now. That's not gonna be doing that much to me, because this Zapdos is pretty bulky, as I said. T-Bolt's gonna easily take it out. Don't get Parahaxed. None of that stuff happens. So happy. Zapdos is just doing work. So now I'm going to might want to go for Roost. He brings in his Shaman, which is his last Pokemon, and I still have my Sawsbuck, my Zapdos, and my Suicune, yes. So I wasn't quite sure if Shaman was his last Pokemon at this point, but I tried to go for the Heat Wave, but I get Parahaxed. So now I'm gonna want to go for the Roost because I'm starting to get kind of low with HP, and he Leech Seeds me. So I go for the Roost. I'm gonna go all the way back up to full. I'm happy I went for the Roost. I'm happy that I actually got Parahaxed at first, because Seed Flare would have been doing a lot more to me. Well, actually, no. I'm completely wrong with that, because Shaman's faster than me, so it wouldn't actually do that. Because I won't lose my Flying type before he hit me with Seed Flare. But now I'm seeded. I'm not necessarily going to want to stay in, because I don't think Heat Wave's still going to be doing that much. So now I go into my Sawsbuck, predicting the Seed Flare. And I get my Sap Sipper boost, which is pretty awesome. And I was thinking about going for a Swords Dance, but I was pretty confident with how much return would do to it, because Max Happiness Sawsbuck Stab, +1 attack move. It's gonna be pretty powerful. So he has nothing to really hit my Sawsbuck. So he goes for the Earth Power that does like nothing due to the resistance, and Shaman doesn't have Stab. So I get to go for the second return, and that is good game. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and peace out, people.